Are you ready to go on a little metal detecting kayaking adventure? I hope so, because you're on one if you're watching, and I am definitely on one. Today what I hope to do is I'm going to metal detect about a mile section of this creek. I've actually floated down to about here from the boat ramp, and we're going to jump out and we're going to work our way back upstream and back to the boat ramp. Now, I will warn you guys that this is a very trashy area. There is a lot of, there's going to be a lot of junk. I mean, a lot, just trash like cans and bottles and tires and old trucks and just stuff in the river. It's going to be horrible. But there was a lot of, a fair amount anyway, of Civil War activity in the area. Although I don't know of any major battles. There were at least small ones. And we have beaver. That's a beaver slide going up the hill. It's probably getting trees up here, and he drags them, you know, cuts the trees down, and he grabs the branches down into the water. So we'll be a little bit careful for the rabid beavers out here. I actually snagged my first relic, I call it that, on my way down. There's a bottle right there. I can't quite reach, and it's too deep here to jump out. But I'm not sure what it is, because the neck is super long on it. And first thing I'm seeing is that it's not a screw top, but that doesn't mean anything. Got a mold seam right there. I always like to look at the bottom to see if it's got a how old that looks, because sometimes you can tell right away just by looking at the bottom. No, that's like a new clear bottle. You can see there's some crust on there. That's from the minerals in this particular creek. There's a lot of limestone and stuff, so it coats everything in the water. I'll try to clean that off a little bit, and we'll take a look at it. This is my first find for the day with a metal detector, and pretty much where I got out of the boat. But it's just a big old nut, and it's probably related to the railroad that's not too far upstream. I'm going to dig a lot of the iron things today, although if I dig, I'll probably end up digging so much railroad stuff that I'll have to give up after a while. But I don't want to miss out on any cannonballs or muskets or bayonets or anything like that. You know, we're about not too far below the railroad, so there's going to be a lot of that kind of stuff. Oh, by the way, this little creek right here is loaded with otters. I've seen so many otters on this creek when I'm paddling along or going along in my little mokai. I don't know if we'll see any today since I'm out making a lot of noise, but boy, I've seen a ton of them. Not so much anywhere else, but on this creek for sure. I'm still working my way up the creek here on this hard pan, and I'm starting to see a bunch of bones. I thought we'd just take a quick peek at these, see what they are. Probably deer, I would guess. Yeah, man, that one's soft. It must have been a young one, I guess. We've been in the water a long time. And you can see there's some more scattered ones here. And up under this tree, I saw a little pile of them. That's probably a young deer, I would guess, by how soft the skull was. Yeah, that's a small one. So some deer died and fell in the creek or got washed down here. There is dead stuff everywhere in the wild if you just open your eyes and look. Get off the trails. Working my way up along through here, I have to be really careful for all these snags and stuff, and snags underwater. Starting to find a lot more stuff like this now. This is pot metal, or what we call white metal. And you can see it's all corroded and stuff right there. That's how you can tell it's post-Civil War for sure, 100%. Probably off the railroad. Also getting copper wire and whatnot. I got a little bit in my bag here. That's off the railroad for sure. Keep expecting a big old snake to fall out of one of these trees on me. I see a lot of snakes on the river. Not too much further than get shallow again. Whoa! There's something weird. Gotta really be careful of like the submerged rocks and stuff. Submerged logs, it'll trip you up pretty bad. And if it's submerged barbed wire, you'll end up with really bad lacerations on your legs. I've had that happen. I don't know what that thing is. Looks almost like a bathtub, but I'm not sure. Well, I'll let you know when we get up to it. Almost went over again. It does kind of look like a bathtub. Machine's bouncing, hold on. It kind of does look like a bathtub. Looks like a drain hole right there, but I'm not 100%. I've never seen one quite like that. That's very strange. That's very strange. You never know what you're going to find out here, do you? All right, so we made it up to the train bridge, and I want to show you around just a little bit. If you look here, this is an old Civil War era crossing. Well, they actually first crossed here in the 1830s. This is a new bridge, or newer bridge. It could be 50, 60 years old. The rocks over there, that's evidence of an older bridge. That would have been post-Civil War too, I can tell by the construction. So there may not be any sign of the old Civil War bridge here at all, Civil War era bridge. At least I'm not seeing any, because that's definitely like an late 1800s construction there. Probably when they made this a double track. Well, that's a nice piece of rail if somebody wants it. It's post-war, but there's tons of junk here, and I basically gave up detecting right along here because there's so much stuff. You know, people obviously camp here and just leave trash. Probably huffing paint, if I had to guess. Whoa. Let's go look up here. See what's up here. Whew. There's some houses, but they're... Oh, there's a camp. That's like someone's camp. Might be a homeless camp or something. I don't know. I don't think there's anyone here, because looking at the tracks in the dirt right here where I'm walking, there's no fresh tracks. It's old stuff. Like I said, there are some houses not too far away, but this is not owned. This is actually owned by a corporation, the property we're on now. Oh my gosh, I hope there's no one dead in there. I always freak out at these places because, you know, someone could have died in there, OD'd or something, you know, fentanyl or whatever, and it could actually be a dead person. And I always kind of feel like I should look just to make sure. Don't smell anything, so I think we're pretty good. Somebody down there at my boat. I just want to make sure they don't take my metal detector, but it looks like they're just kayaking, so not a big deal. All right, let's see what we have. Boy, that was ripped out of there. So this is an air mattress. Obviously there's no one in there, so that's a good sign. All right, let's get back in the boat and get back to detecting. This has been abandoned for a while, probably for a month or two at least. I didn't even bother looking around here at all. There's just too much junk. I didn't want to show you this though. That's a big old piece of iron. Look at all the iron in here. If you were a recycling man that had a way to get it off the river. But this looks like a little cofferdam or something that they built. Maybe when they're pouring the concrete for this thing. It's kind of an older deal. Older looking deal. Yeah, okay. Let's go up around here a little bit to get out of all this camping junk. And no, I did not collect up all of the trash that was up there and bring it home with me. You can see there's a road right up there, and once we get to that, it's going to get really junky, but there should be some Civil War stuff nearby. Hopefully we'll be able to hear it. That's another water bottle there. That's an old cork top. I'd definitely save something like that if it was whole. Lots of iron in here. These are all railroad spikes and different bolts and stuff. There's tons of railroad spikes in here. The reason I stopped is I saw this cone. I don't know what that was. Where is it? Oh, that's not even that's ceramic. Ceramic cone. I wonder what that was for. No idea. There's plates that go on the railroad. There's also a post-Civil War house story up there, so we might get lucky to find something from that if we can get through all of this junk. Those are newer spikes. Those aren't Civil War era. Civil War era, a little bit smaller, generally speaking. A bunch of spikes here. Almost like the look, because it could be bullets or something washed out of the dirt that you could pick up. Bullets or buttons. Can't really detect that, it's just too much iron. That's a beaver stick. That's where a beaver ate bark off of a tree limb. And you can see they cut the limb there, and cut the tree there, and cut the tree there, and brought it down and ate it. Same way with this. That's how you know you have beavers, when you see skinned trees like that, branches. Alright. So this is my first thing that I'm not sure what it is. It's not iron. It looks almost like it could be a little buckle or something. There's a lot of corrosion on it. I don't think it's silverware. It just doesn't have it. I can't get that. That's lime. If I put that in uric acid, it would eat it off. But I think it might be a little buckle of some sort. Huh, definitely not iron. Looks like a old catfish, flat-headed catfish, doesn't it? And we'll put her in the bag. Osprey. Ospreys are fish eaters. They're big birds. Still smaller than an eagle, but they're pretty cool too. You see these little tubs. These are usually chicken liver tubs. From fishermen. Family Farms. Can you see what it is? Yeah, chicken livers. Ooh, troll train. Let's see if we can get it coming across the bridge. People use chicken livers to look for fish for catfish. It's a real good bait, but it seems like they always leave the containers on the bank. I am finding some sinkers like this, so that means that if there are bullets in here, they could still be in here, maybe not found by someone else yet. So we'll keep looking. Let's wait for the train. The reason I call them troll trains is when I was doing a video one time, every time I tried to talk, it would blow the horn. So it was like it was trolling me, and it did it like 6 or 7 times. It was pretty funny. It's one of my earlier videos. I had to talk really fast because I know it's going to blow the horn in a minute. Oh my God, that's cold. I have not seen a cold car in cold train in probably 20 years. Seems like 20 years, at least 10. Absolutely crazy. There used to be, that's all you would see, were trains of coal cars, just one after another all day long, coming out of the hills of West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Western Maryland. That's the first one I've seen in so long. I thought they gave up this route. Alright, let's get back to digging. Almost back to the boat, and didn't really get too many signals, but this sounds good, whatever it is. You can see it's really coated with lime. Oh, that's a watch. That's what that is. This is a small wrist watch. You can see that's where the band would go through it right there at the top. My finger's poking. You know, this thing's probably, you know, obviously not too old, but got a lot of crud on it, so it could be older than me. Huh. Most awesome. Oh my God, I'm getting so old. All right, so we're hooked back up. We're gonna work our way up river, and this is somebody's swimming hole. You can see where they have steps cut into the bank, and they just leave their trash. Could easily have taken that with them, but nope, that's just too hard for them, I guess. Sometimes I hate people. Well, that was a disaster going through there. It's nothing but, I mean, tons of cans and just junk. I didn't even dig, try to dig anything. Just found a Coke bottle though. Got a lot of crud on it, so we'll go ahead and throw that in the boat and clean it up a little bit later. Once we get above that area right there, that's the parking area right there, and that's where everybody swims down there. So once we get above that, should get a little bit better. Although there's a chair there, folding chair. Oh, look at all the junk. Look at the cans and bottles. It's horrible. It'll get better once we get up there. Sure, it will. Just put the Coke bottle in the boat, and I'm standing here. Look at this. This is kind of weird. I wonder why there's all those rocks piled up on that log. I wonder if that's a dig hole right there. Maybe someone was digging here. and piled them up there. I don't know, that's kind of weird. I wouldn't doubt, well, I can guarantee that other people have metal detected this. So I have many times, you know, quite a few years ago when I was last here. I could absolutely say there would be more Civil War relics, but there's so many people metal detecting on the rivers now, I can't say that anymore. But any place I've ever been, there's always dig holes. Let me pull one in right there. I thought we'd just look through here real quick, see if there's any other Coke bottles or anything. I see a lot of modern bottles, and it's like a speaker. Out of a lot of junk. Yeah, speaker, car speaker. Oh, you never know, maybe some bones. Hope it's not human. I'm gonna throw an old Colt 45 automatic over the bank here. Could be laying in the water right in front of us. Just don't count on it. Get to the chopper. Oh yeah, now that's the find of the day right there, man. What do you think? Woo. Yeah, we'll throw it in the boat, just in case. I like it. Got a nice little squeaker right here. I think it's worth getting you out for. Right in the 70s. Not gonna be able to see anything. Hopefully we can get to it pretty easy because it shouldn't be too far down in this bedrock. That's shale bedrock right there. Shale is a type of stone. I think we moved it, so let's get the pin pointer out. Yeah. I don't know if that's a good sign or not. Well, it's just a piece of copper wire. It's probably not Civil War era, you know, not 1860s. It's probably much later than that, but at least it was a good sounding signal. Just up from that piece of wire, I got another signal. I went ahead and dug it because it sounded a little bit different, and looky there. That is a fired, I do believe, a fired Civil War mini ball. Man, that's weird the way it got mushed up like that. Well, it might not be a mini ball, actually. I think it's a Confederate Enfield bullet. Yeah, what should be 50, usually they're 57, 58 caliber with no rings. And I don't think that's going to have any rings on it. So that's probably a Confederate Enfield right there. See, it's, that's where the ramrod mashed it down into the barrel right there. And it's just, that's the skirt of it, and it's just a mess. Yeah, good. I think we're on the board officially with a Civil War relic. At least we found one. This is the area where I found bullets before. I think this has been dug pretty hard since I was last here, though. But we'll see. So I took a little break. I was chit-chatting with some people that came by. This is just fishing and goofing off. And I went ahead and cleaned up the bottles while I was sitting here, and I just wanted to show you them to you. This is a Coca-Cola bottle. And on the bottom, it tells you where it's from. And it's Havre. I guess I hopefully don't butcher this. Havre de Grace, Maryland. This is down on the shore. Havre de Grace. I guess that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, so nice little Coke bottle there. This is actually pretty interesting. This is a bottle that I have not really found very many of. Well, maybe only one or two in my day. It is a Virginia Dare bottle from Norfolk, Virginia. I'm not sure what was in it. I suspect it was probably soda. But it says Garrett's and Company, Virginia Dare, Norfolk, Virginia. And of course I'm using a Garrett metal detector, so that just is kind of interesting. Nice little emblem on the top. It's got an eagle sitting on some shield and some stuff. A little bit of a pink hue to it, which is kind of cute. And it's in great shape. Though it's not a great find, I figure I might as well show you this for your daily warning on wearing gloves. Why you should always wear cut-proof gloves, at least one. Your digging hand when you're in the river. What I heard was this little band right there, which is made out of aluminum. So I was digging for that and came upon this broken glass. So just be careful when you're out here. That stuff will definitely cut you. I just found the base to a shotgun shell, probably a 12 gauge. And so that's a good sign. I mean, that's a good button sounding signal. So I'm almost back up to the boat ramp, and I'm really not finding a lot of good stuff. Mostly just aluminum cans and a bunch of tin. I just found this, and this gives a really good squeak. And it's roundish. You see it's got that round shape, but it's all eaten up. So I don't know what it is. I mean, it could be Civil War Eagle breastplate, or it could be the bottom of a can. I'm not sure. Still finding a lot of junk, tin and copper wire. And I got that thing right there. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a pretty new metal, like pot metal. So I just dug this, which is a little brass or copper cog wheel. What the heck do you think that thing is? It's very complicated, whatever it is. All these like little I guess those, I don't know if those are just caps or what, but man, that thing's wild. I'm gonna definitely put that in my collection. That could look kind of like a weird little steampunk type of thing, huh? Awesome. With the rest of the junk, I think there was a dump up there on top and stuff that's cascaded over. Found a lot of junk in here, stuff like that. Do you know what that is? No, that's not from ancient Stonehenge. Well, it looks like something you might. Well, actually, I'm thinking the Nazca Plains, but that is a. I believe that's going to be like a heater. Well, I don't know. What is that thing? Yeah, I think that's a burner to a stove, but I'm not 100% on that. But there's, you can see, it's all kinds of iron. There's some more there, and it's all scattered up through here. Mostly just finding that era stuff, which isn't too exciting if it's not like silver or gold. We'll keep looking. Notice the water was getting really cloudy when I was down there, and looked upstream, and there's a million people up here at the boat ramp now swimming and stuff. So yeah, it's a bunch of people. But I did want to show you something I just found. Looky there, that is a drop Civil War mini ball. Most awesome, right underneath the troll bridge. I hear the troll train in the background. There you go. You see it? That's pretty awesome. Well, I got another mini ball. It's kind of a little bit mashed up, but it's probably a drop one that's been rolled around a little bit in the rocks. Finding a lot of modern coins, modern pennies, and fishing sinkers, so I haven't really gotten you out much. I'm gonna keep digging for a while. So I'm still up here in the crazy house. Not digging a whole lot else, but I just dug this. Lead is heavy, it's got a hole all the way through it. I have no idea what that is. It could be old, but probably not. All right, guys, I'm going to call it quits for the day. I've actually been detecting around for about 2 hours or so up underneath the bridge and whatnot. There's tons of people up there. I really didn't get my camera out much, besides I had to charge it. And so I just dug as much as I could, which wasn't that much. Well, let me show you real quick. This is a little bit of the junk I got up underneath the bridge. I got Funky Republic little inhaler. I guess that's for asthma, I don't know. And a lot of just iron junk and pull tabs and whatnot. But let's get over to some of the more interesting things. And for sure, you haven't seen everything. Of course, you've seen the two bottles I kept. I did find a lot of sinkers. I even got a 7-ouncer up there, which is absolutely incredible. Oh yeah, I got a watch. I don't think it's still ticking, but it's pretty green on the inside, doesn't it? So yeah, so I got a watch, and I got some bullets here and a few coins. Those are, I think, mostly just Lincoln pennies. Got a little US right here. I think that's probably like a part of a collar disc or something. Probably US Army. You know, that would be not Civil War. That would be like World War II or something, up until pretty recent, actually. Still haven't broken the junk off of these things yet. I might try to do that, but I'm not going to do it right now because I want to get home. This one is something inside there too, and you know, chopper, and that's about it really. But we didn't get skunked, so that's a good thing. And I had a fun time out here, but I'll be ready to get go someplace where it's not quite so many people. We'll see you on the next one, I hope. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock
until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living.